Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Chicago Med star considers a possible romance between Archer and Asher. The reality is, Steven Weber, who plays Dr. Dean Archer in Chicago Med, discusses the potential for a romantic relationship between his character and Dr. Hannah Asher, Jesse Schramm. The medical drama, part of the One Chicago franchise, follows the doctors and nurses at Gaffney Chicago Medical Center's emergency department. While faced with many emergency medical cases throughout its 10-season run, several characters have also taken a chance to find love in their personal lives. Among the popular pairs include Dr. Natalie Manning, Tori DeVito, and Dr. Will Halstead, Nick Gelfus. During an exclusive interview with Screen Rant, Weber was asked if there was a potential for a romance between Archer and Asher. He responded that the two have had a platonic relationship for several seasons, so there is nothing on the horizon for a romance. The star then elaborated on why a romantic plot was unnecessary. Their relationship is built on mutual respect and understanding, with both characters already dealing with emotional baggage from past circumstances. Instead of rushing into intimacy, the show focuses on the emotional connection the two have already developed. Check out Weber's commentary below. By focusing on emotional intimacy instead of an idyllic connection, Chicago Med allows the characters to develop realistically. By not placing any romantic pressure on Archer and Asher's bond, the medical series dedicates its character development to nuanced storytelling. Additionally, Hannah's recent breakup with Mitch Ripley, Luke Mitchell, may be a driving force behind no new advancements. This motive offers a realistic portrayal of relationships that stem from shared trauma rather than superficial attraction. Additionally, the decision to avoid rushing Asher and Archer into a relationship underlines Chicago Med's approach to developing their bond based on trust and support. This outlook also creates space for these characters to evolve individually, especially due to speculation that Archer may be resigning. Their relationship has the potential to grow naturally without the constraints of needing to quickly fit into a typical romantic framework. Archer and Asher's relationship reflects the challenges many people face with navigating relationships, and their circumstances are no exception. The writers chose to focus on their own emotional healing, allowing the two characters to grow in ways that don't rely on romantic expectations. Their bond creates distinction in the Chicago Med storytelling, providing a unique perspective on how intimacy can flourish even without idealized romance at its core. Chicago Med's focus on Archer and Asher's emotional connection is a bold and refreshing choice. It reflects a deeper understanding of how relationships are often formed in real life, where vulnerability outweighs physical attraction. By taking this approach, the series provides a more genuine portrayal of connection that resonates with viewers seeking depth over formulaic love. This choice enriches the show's characters and ensures their relationship remains grounded and meaningful throughout Chicago Med's progression. Dr. Dean Archer has always been a complicated figure at Gaffney Chicago Medical Center, a gruff, no-nonsense surgeon with a past riddled with trauma and hardship. He isn't exactly known for wearing his heart on his sleeve. But in recent seasons of Chicago Med, there has been a subtle shift, one that fans have picked up on, and much of that shift seems to revolve around Dr. Hannah Asher. Hannah, the hospital's OB/GYN specialist, has been on her own journey of redemption. A recovering addict who has fought to rebuild her life and career, she's proven herself to be resilient, compassionate, and determined to move forward despite her past. Her interactions with Archer have often been laced with an underlying tension, one that some fans speculate could lead to something deeper. Now, Chicago Med star Steven Weber, who portrays Archer, is weighing in on the possibility of a romance between his character and Asher. And while he acknowledges the chemistry, he also brings a dose of reality to the discussion. The reality is, these two characters come from very different places, yet they both understand struggle in a way that a lot of people around them don't. Weber shared in a recent interview, Archer has been dealing with his health issues, his son's reappearance, and his own deeply ingrained fears about vulnerability. Hannah, on the other hand, has fought her way back from addiction and is learning how to trust herself again, so in some ways, they're kindred spirits. But does that mean a romance is on the horizon? Weber is hesitant to say yes, at least not in a traditional sense. I think the dynamic between them is fascinating because it's not clear-cut, he continued. There's definitely a connection, but whether or not that turns into something romantic is a different question. For fans who have been closely following their interactions, the moments of softness between Archer and Hannah haven't gone unnoticed. From Archer's subtle concern for her well-being to the quiet conversations where they let their guards down just a bit, there's an undeniable energy between them. However, Chicago Med isn't known for rushing relationships, especially ones as complex as this. I think Archer is someone who has spent so much time building walls around himself that even if he wanted something more, he wouldn't know how to go about it, Weber explained. And Hannah, she's still figuring out what she needs from the people around her. She's in a place where she's prioritizing herself, her career, and her sobriety. That doesn't mean the door is closed entirely. If anything, Weber believes that the depth of their bond is what makes their interactions so intriguing. What I love about their scenes together is that there's a level of honesty that Archer doesn't have with a lot of people, he said. He respects her, even if he doesn't always say it outright. And she sees him not just as the tough surgeon with the grumpy demeanor, but as someone who has his own battles. The potential for romance may be uncertain, but there's no doubt that Archer and Hannah's evolving relationship is one of Chicago Med's most compelling dynamics. Whether it remains a deep friendship built on mutual understanding or eventually takes a turn toward romance, one thing is clear. Their stories are far from over, and in a show where relationships shift and evolve with each season, anything is possible. For now, Weber is content to let the story unfold naturally. Whatever happens, I just hope we get to keep exploring this dynamic, he said, because at the end of the day, it's not about whether or not they get together, it's about how they continue to challenge each other and in their own ways, help each other grow. So will Chicago Med take the plunge and explore a full-fledged romance between Dr. Dean Archer and Dr. Hannah Asher, or will their connection remain one of mutual respect and understanding, without crossing into romantic territory? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure, their relationship, in whatever form it takes, is one worth watching.